Talk to the dude.
I'm good whenever Zach is.
I'm rolling. All right, so yeah, just look at me. So how long ago did this happen? A few hours ago?
Yes, sir.
And since then, have you been able to kind of digest what you witnessed?
Basically, no, it was a full task force out here. You had the FBI task force, you had SWAT. It was a disaster. I'm terrified to be here on this property. This property has caused nothing but chaos with all the different types of criminal activity that transpired here.
When we were talking just a second ago, you were showing me the video, and you said, for a second, I stopped looking at what I was recording, and I was just looking around because I didn't even know. Like, what was that like being in that moment?
Basically, it was very fearful. It's like you can't live on this property without having consistent police. We don't need security guards. We need an entire task force to live on this property. This is a residential community. This is not a place for criminal activity.
So the suspect was literally arrested, taken into custody right there. You watched it all play out. What was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction is, wow, I need to get away from this property. I need to find somewhere safe to be.
When you see them guns drawn, are you worried about your own safety? I mean, you had your phone out. What were you thinking?
I was thinking, thank God for the police that are here 24/7, 365. But it's been brought to my attention they're leaving, and we're no longer going to have security here. So now, what am I supposed to do except get up, pack, and leave?
In the video you showed me, can you kind of describe what you recorded?
Basically, what I recorded was I saw a gentleman that was inside of a white Jeep, and I saw a task force pull their guns out, and they were asking the gentleman to basically come out of the vehicle with his hands up. And from there, basically what transpired is they put him on the floor, they put him in cuffs, they took everything out of his pockets, his credit cards, his cash, and whatever else he had, keys, and they basically arrested him. And from there, that's when I kind of went into shock, because they had this whole area basically blocked off to where no one could come in and no one could come out. There were probably over 15 officers from different task force, SWAT, FBI task force, Metro Police. And so I was in total shock. I was in the inside of the building watching it.
I mean, it almost kind of sounds like a movie played out in front of you.
Yeah, it's something that I've never ever experienced in my life. I've been told what transpired as to why he was arrested, and that's basically what has me in fear.
Suspect was apprehended right in front of you.
Right, he killed his boss, from my understanding, and so just to see that and to understand that that's what's taking place here, I just am totally in shock, and I just kind of am at a loss for words at this point.
By all accounts, he was your neighbor.
He is, and he's actually had a great reputation around here. You would never think that he would kill his boss. So I don't really know, what else to say except that I hope we can, get some protection around here. It's your everyday neighbor who's walking around and gets apprehended for killing their boss. So what do you do at this point?
You said you're moving, or you're not going to live here?
No, I'm not going to live here anymore. I'm terrified. I mean, how would you feel if you're here and your neighbor's walking next to you every day and he kills his boss? That means he could come and kill me or anyone else that's on the property.
Did you come to this decision before this all happened?
Oh no, I came to this decision on today. I'll be leaving immediately.
Say it's what your first name is.
Latrice Doran, Latrece, Doran, Dorron.
Hey, Latrice, can you just kind of talk about, you've now watched this video that you recorded several times. Does your emotion change every time you watch it now, or is it pretty much the same? Or?
Basically, it's like my vibration gets very high, as in the sense that I start to get more and more startled, like what's going to happen overnight? Do we have people here overnight to protect us? Because clearly there's still people that are wanting to know what transpired. I'm sure he has friends and family that want to enter his home, and I'm sure there's evidence there in his home. So how are the residents going to be protected from here on out? So every time I watch that video, it's more startling each moment.
Renee, do you have any questions?
I mean, you've seen this guy around. You said he had a good reputation.
He did.
I mean, just how shocking is that to you once you heard what he did? Just to know this is somebody I would see around here.
It was very shocking. I mean, I walk this block all the time. Now I can unfortunately no longer walk the block. You see these different gentlemen walking the block, such as himself, just walking past you as if nothing has transpired. And I'm walking past a murderer every day. And so now I'll no longer walk the downtown block ever again unless I have personal security or some type of safety ramification set up for me. But this is just not a place that I want to be any longer. He's changed that. Especially living in a high-rise building, we pay a lot of money to live here, and we want peace, and that's not going to give us what we need. We need, again, management is continuously trying to make the police leave, stating there's no crime here. There's tons of crime here. This property used to be called Sky House. It's now called Soto on Main. There's a reason for the name change. There's a reason for all of the bad reviews. Basically, we're tired of it, and now the residents that truly understand what's going on, we're choosing to pick up and leave and take our business elsewhere.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Alejandro, so you just said this. I guess I missed this. You were caught in the middle of it?
Yes, I was right in front of the whole chaos.
I mean, you said it, you kind of smiled right there, but what was it like when you were in the middle of it? When the guns are drawn and they're telling this suspect to
You need to stop the
go.
record. Your mic's not working?
Well, we're good.
Oh.
I was just gonna. I'm watching.
Oh, my bad.
Keep going. You're good.
Oh, got you. Okay.
You're good.
No, you.
Don't look at that. Look
Okay.
at him.
See this way a little bit?
There. If you're there, then I'll just do this. Go ahead.
You good?
Yep.
All right, Alejandro. So, I mean, what was it like being, guns drawn, everything like that, right in the middle of it?
So the first thing I saw was 3 SWAT guys pull up, and they have their guns drawn. And right away, the first thing I thought of was there's a lady at the dog park with her little dog. So as I'm approaching her to get her to understand, like, this is not a good place to be, I look to my right, and I have a gun drawn right in front of me, like I'm in the line of fire. So the first thing I do is I took off running behind a pillar, and as soon as I got coverage, I went ahead and pulled out my phone and I started recording what actually happened. And I noticed right away, Metro police officers, they were out here, and they were doing their thing, you know, and one thing led to another. I see one of my, not resident, but
Neighbor?
I saw one of my neighbors being arrested. He has his hands in the air. This is a man I've seen before here in the garage and my elevator. And I don't know what's going on, what his deal was. I'd rather not know, but yeah, it got real.
What was it like when you see a gun drawn right beside your face, man?
I mean, it's not the most pleasant thing in the world. I instantly thought about, I need to get out of the line of fire, right? So I know they're doing their thing, and as long as I'm out of the way, everything should be fine.
Did they say anything? Or like, get down, get down? Or what?
Yeah, I mean, I heard one officer yelling, get out of the way, but at the same time, I was giving those same commands to the lady that was at the dog park to get out of there at the same time.
Have you had time to really kind of digest everything that happened today?
Yes, at the dentist. I was getting a crown sealed, and I was just thinking about what had happened.
What are your thoughts, man, when you're thinking about it?
I mean, I'm really grateful I get to live another day, first of all. And again, I'm a big supporter for first responders. I own a company. I supply a lot of their stuff, body armor, and sort of things like that. So for me to see these guys do what they do every day here in the city of Houston, holding it down, man, I respect that a lot, and I want to give back to those guys as much as I can.
You said he's your neighbor. You've seen him. I mean, how crazy is that?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That just goes to show you can never judge anyone by their cover. He looked like a cool dude. Again, I don't know what he did or why these officers had guns drawn at him, but just goes to show you, man, this can happen at any place at any time.
He's accused of shooting and killing his supervisor at work.
Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't know.
When you hear that and you think about the guy you've seen walking around your apartment here, what's your initial reaction?
Man, I've been held gunpoint before here in Southeast Houston, so I know that anyone's capable of doing anything. I like to stay prepared in a situation like that. Obviously, I saw cops, so I didn't have to pull out any firearm or anything like that, so I just let them handle it, and I just got out of the way.
You guys have anything?
You know, let's talk about this resident for a moment. I know you'd said that you'd had an interesting interaction with him last week. It was a little tense, you said. Can you kind of give us the general story of what happened?
Man, honestly, like, I was going downstairs to the first floor, and I had seen him before with his dog. He has an aggressive dog, and as we were coming downstairs, down the elevator, his dog was kind of jumping at me, and so I kind of told him, like, hey, man, don't let that dog get close to me. I'm not trying to get bit. And then he asked me, well, don't you love dogs? And that's when I told him I do, but not this aggressive kind that's trying to, like, bite me. So that's all. I let him go out the elevator, and I walked right behind him, and it was a done deal.
Hey, Alejandro, can you give us your name and spell it?
My name is Alejandro Hinojosa, AOEJANDRO. I'm the owner of Armory Essentials.